All right, we just took a look at some synchronous JavaScript. Let's take a look at some asynchronous ones. Okay, we're going to hold off on stuff like fetch and promises and async. I'm going to show you guys some asynchronous JavaScript that you've probably done before. One is the set timeout or set interval API. So if you do set interval, okay, and set interval can take up to 2 arguments, but it actually only needs 1. Okay, so the first one is your function definition. Function. Well, what I'm going to try to do is have this increase by 1 for every second. So like a timer, it goes up 1, 2, 3, and so on. Let's go to HTML. We see that H1 is holding the text content. So we have to select that. We can do document, query selector, H1, text content, ++. Now, if you're wondering why ++ will work, if you use the ++, it will convert the string into a number and then add 1 to that number, okay? So that's why it works in this case. Okay, now, if I use the second argument, let's see what happens. So it goes up by 1 every second. But a lot of people don't know set interval does not need a second argument and it defaults to 0. Okay, that's the same as doing this. All right, let's change it back to 1000. Okay, now if I do console.log hello here and console.log, done. And then now in the set interval, what do I want to do? Let's do console.log. I am in the interval. And let's make this 4 seconds. Okay, I'm going to open the console. Now I'm going to save it and I want you guys to look what happens here. Hello and done. Pops up first. We wait 4 seconds. We see I am in the interval. We wait 4 more seconds. There's the number 2. Okay, what if we change this to 1 second? Hello, done. I am the interval. It still goes last. What if we change this to 0 seconds? Or just delete the whole thing? It still goes last, right? What is going on? Okay, so guys, when you have something that's asynchronous, all of the synchronous stuff will run before it, and then this runs. Even if you set the set interval to 0, it's still async, so it goes last. But how and why does this happen? Because I want you guys to know that JavaScript is actually just a synchronous language. It goes line by line. So how did we get all of this async stuff to work in conjunction with that? Well, the answer is something called the event loop that we will look into. The event loop and the call stack are the 2 things that allow something like set interval to be pushed on to the synchronous JavaScript and runs when everything else is done. Okay, and we'll take a look at that. Let's go.